So we're trying to figure this out. Just give me 1 second. Okay. I don't know whether you guys can hear me or not. Let's find out. If you can hear me, just I think you can. I have no idea what I need to. Okay, that looks like something came up saying we're gonna go live on Instagram as well. So just give me a second. I'm just starting that up. Give me a second, guys, and we'll start talking about Balaji. The Indians are causing havoc in the Bitcoin space today. Um, and while you guys are at it, please share it. Um, we're gonna go live right now. Okay. I have no idea actually how to go live on Instagram, so I'm just figuring that out. This is gonna be a shit show, but I also promise you that it's gonna get better because this is the first ever time that I've. All right, we got 9 people on YouTube. That's great. About to figure out how the fuck to go live on Instagram. Which is kind of weird because I have an event scheduled on there, but it won't let me go live, so that's good. Oh, okay. There we go. Turns out it's a lot simpler than I thought. Okay, we're live on Instagram and we're live on YouTube. We can't really do much else at this moment in time, but I'm actually surprised at how good this camera quality is. It's using my iPhone to do that, so that's pretty cool. Can you guys hear me on YouTube? I'm assuming you guys can hear me on Instagram because it's coming through the phone. But we're live on Instagram and on YouTube at the same time, which is kind of funny. But there we go. So I hope you guys can hear Instagram. You can hear me. I have no idea about sound and video is good. All right, perfect. See, that's what I need. A little bit of help in understanding that all is well. So, okay, how's everyone doing? Do we need to play the song, or is it too early? Is it too early to play the song? Is it really too early to play the song? I don't really know. I think it might be a bit too early. We might trigger some Bitcoin bears if we play the song. We'll save that for next time. That's also because I don't know how to play the song because my laptop's doing the streaming, my phone's doing the Instagram, and my other phone's a webcam. So I'm not really sure how to play the song. So based on that, we won't play the song. But we're talking about Balaji and his prediction that Bitcoin is going to be $1 million within 90 days. And we're also going to talk about how many people have shown their bearish side on Clubhouse, on everywhere else, as a result of this. And I thank Balaji for doing that, because if he hadn't have done that, we wouldn't have known how many bears are amongst us, and they're hiding. They're hiding in the wilderness, but they're amongst us. So I want to thank him for obviously doing that. Listen, at the end of the day, can Bitcoin go to $1 million a coin in 90 days? Absolutely. Anyone who tells you that it can't doesn't understand Bitcoin. This asset has a supply dynamic like we've never ever seen before. And also, if you're wherever you're watching on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, just go and comment like Jorge said hi from Spain. So I want to know where people are from. That'd be handy. So please let me know where you're from in the comments. Um, what's up, Chris? So yeah, Balaji has basically stated, Chris, can I bring you on this live stream? How does that work? How does that work? Can I? How do we? How do we? I am on IG, Chris. You're just not following the right IG. There's so many fake IGs right now. It's unbelievable. So I don't really know how to stream with someone. Upstate New York on Instagram. Okay, cool. And everyone, if you haven't followed or subscribed, please do that as well. So Bitcoin supply dynamics are very, very interesting, right? In the height of the bull market, you had Bank of America coming out and saying that it was taking $98.5 million to move the market overall market cap of Bitcoin uh, by $11 billion, 1% of its market cap, which was $1.1 trillion at the peak of it. And obviously, um, you know, we're not at the peak of it right now. However, once the supply constraints start getting tight enough, we start getting to the peak supply constraint for Bitcoin, and it's not hard to do that. There's not a lot of Bitcoin floating around. This is the one thing you have to realize, that when Bitcoin's price crashes by 85 to 90% or whatever it does every 4 years, 70 to 80% of the people continue hodling. I'm not selling. No one that I know is selling. So that Bitcoin is available, or rather not available, because it's being hodled. And that causes something called a supply constraint. And when you have a supply constraint, a tiny amount of money can push the price up like you've never seen before, right? And so one of the things that people have to bear in mind is that Bitcoin has this supply issue. It's not like the stock market. It's not like real estate. If a small amount of money, relatively speaking, right? If a small amount of money wants to go into Bitcoin really quickly, the price can move up faster than you think. And this is where everyone's missing. Everyone is saying, oh, this is not possible because the market structure can't handle it. Da, 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 bullshit. It can happen. It can absolutely happen. So while I don't know whether Balaji is going to be correct on his bet. And by the way, this motherfucker has bet $2 million, and he's put $2 million on the line that Bitcoin will be $1 million a coin within 90 days. So hey, listen, look, who am I to shit on someone putting out a bet like that? At the end of the day, guys, listen, this guy's a shitcoiner. His own podcast, his first guest is Vitalik Buterin. So this guy's a shitcoiner. But he has put $2 million of his shitcoining profits on the line, and other stuff. He's done other stuff as well. But just for the sake of fun. He's put $2 million of his shitcoining profits on the line, and he's basically saying that Bitcoin will be $1 million by within 90 days. I support it. I'm here for it. That's as bullish as fuck as you can get. No one else is being as bullish as fuck. And this is what we need right now. We need energy. Energy in the space is good. And here's the most important thing, besides energy, understanding. Understanding that in 2008, when the banking system was collapsing, like it is right now, because who the hell told anyone to keep money in banks? You got a US banking system collapsing before our very fucking eyes. During that period, there was no alternative. You had hundreds of billions of dollars liquidated, and they were just sitting on the sidelines twiddling their thumbs because they had no alternative. Now we have an alternative. It's Bitcoin. So if at any moment something like this crazy shit was going to happen, it would be right now, because this is what Bitcoin is made for. It is made for the banking system it's made for when the banking system collapses. Anyone who doesn't understand how important Bitcoin is has not walked into the bank and said, I want $10,000. If you've never done that, go to your bank, just walk in randomly and say, I want $10,000. At that moment, you will realize why Bitcoin is important. I was talking to a friend today in the gym, and he said that he a few years ago wanted to buy a Rolex Presidential. This is before he knew about Bitcoin, and he has a shit coining history past as well. So he needs to pay for his sins. But he walked into the bank and said, I want $30,000 or $40,000 of my own money to buy a watch that I want to buy. And the bank said, can you fill out a form and tell me what the fucking money is for? And he put on the form, it's for going to the strip club and throwing it in the air. Now, while that's funny, it's also important to realize that this is what the banks do. You want your own money. I need to know why you want your own money. Why do you want your own money? This is why Bitcoin's important. This is why, a time like this where everything is quote unquote falling apart. This is when Bitcoin's designed to thrive. And now you've got people that are Bitcoin, advocates talking about how bearish they are because they don't think this can happen. Fuck that. Now is the time where this can happen. Now is the time where this should happen, because whether you believe it's in the prospect of reality or not, of whether this happens or not, this is what it's about. This is the time where we want crazy motherfuckers making these bets. This is the time where we want the media attention on all of this. This is what we want. This is great for Bitcoin. So don't listen to anyone that says you can't. Going back to my story about Bank of America, we've got a bunch of people joining on Instagram as well, a bunch of people joining on YouTube too. This is my first live stream, so I hope it's going all right. I don't really know. I'm just talking to the camera. I don't really I guess there's fire bombs going off on Instagram Live, so that's good. So yeah, please subscribe to the channel if you're new. I've heard YouTubers say that, or follow on Instagram as well. I want to start doing more lives because I feel like I can rap about this stuff a lot better on live than I can to a camera. But look, at the end of the day, at the height of the bull market, it was taking $98.5 million to move Bitcoin by 1%. The market cap was 1.1 trillion. Hey, Bitcoin Chris on YouTube. It ain't that hard. It's British Huddle on Instagram. You can see it. I'm live right now. All the fake accounts can't go live as well. So yeah. Dalabanza said, what up, British longtime fan? I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So yeah, look, at the end of the day, $98.5 million was moving the price by $11 billion, the market cap by $11 billion. And as a result of that, the peak value of the market cap was 1.1 trillion. So what does that mean? That means that just $98.5 million was moving the market cap by 11 billion. That means that there is 100-to-1 leverage on this. There's 100-to-1 leverage on this asset because of the unique situation of Bitcoin's supply. No other asset has this. This is why people, even the people that are pro Bitcoin, that are going crazy about how this is even possible, about whether we can. They don't know that people are not understanding the supply constraints of this asset. Now, they're right. They may be right in the sense that, hold on a second. They may be right in the sense that the market might not be able to handle it. But that's it. Is it possible? Absolutely, it's possible. And if anyone thinks it's not possible, that's ridiculous. To take the market cap to $1 million a coin, you're looking at $21 trillion market cap. If Bank of America was right in its research, you're looking at somewhere between 200 billion and $1 trillion going into Bitcoin very, very fast. That's it. That's someone messaging me. Give me a second. Right. So it ain't that much money. That's what I'm trying to say. It is not that much money, and I think this can absolutely happen. But I think anyone who's trying to tell you that this is not going to happen is an absolute idiot. Or rather, anyone who's telling you that this cannot happen is an absolute idiot. So that's my message. What are you guys thinking about this? All we need is one or two more sailors. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, how many companies have just realized that they can't trust the US's SWIFT system, they can't trust the US's banking system, and they need to get out? How many VCs have realized that it's not worth investing in any just forcing money out there? I better keep my money in Bitcoin. It doesn't take that many people to make this happen, right? This is really, it's a small amount of, I calculated this because I was on Clubhouse arguing about this. It's 0.16% of the US stock market. That's it. That's how much capital has to flood out of the US stock market. 0.16% and go into Bitcoin in a hurry, and you could get Bitcoin $1 million a coin. 21 trillion dollar market cap. The supply dynamics of Bitcoin are shocking, and people do not understand this. Hey, anyone who's joining anywhere, if you're on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're on Instagram, please follow. So a lot of people are also saying that Bitcoin has to, or the world has to fucking collapse in order for Bitcoin to achieve to achieve anything, or to achieve what Balaji is betting right now. If anyone's new to this and doesn't know what the fuck everyone is arguing about, it's very, very simple. Balaji, who is a famous VC who's done a lot in his life, and he's also a shitcoiner as well. So Bitcoiners will reduce him down to a shitcoiner, even though he's accomplished a lot more in his life. Basically, has put up a $2 million bet that Bitcoin will be $1 million within 90 days. This is the bet that he's put up. This is what everyone's going crazy over, and this is what everyone's seeing, right? He's put up $2 million to bet that. Somebody said, why $1 million and not $2 million? Hey, how about we get to 1 million first? Because that would be pretty cool. And so this is what we're all talking about today. This is what everyone's arguing about. This is what everyone's quote unquote concerned with, and why it's possible, why it's not possible, all this bullshit. So at the end of the day, if you are sitting there when you're watching the Federal Reserve shit itself because they've managed to cause a systemic banking collapse. There was a report out the other day, 186 fucking banks. You want your money in the bank when they're openly telling you that 186 of these motherfuckers do not meet the criteria needed. Like, this is dumb. Everyone should know by now, don't keep your money in the bank. The only reason you keep money in the bank is if you need to spend it. Other than that, it ain't your money. So you need to go and figure that out. If you are someone who's got money in the bank and is feeling all safe and stuff, so, you've got some bad news coming to you. That's all I can say. This is not a fun a fun time. This is a dangerous time for people, especially those people who have got retirements in the bank, etc., etc. Now, the good news is it's probably going to be backstopped, right? Some Wilson said deposits will move to the big four. Normies still need to understand Bitcoin. Yeah, deposits will move to the big four, but that's also stupid. That's also stupid. Deposits should yeah, normies should move their deposits to the big four. I have my cash deposits in the big four, but that doesn't mean I'm going to put my value in the big four, right? This is the part. This is why understanding is important for Bitcoin, and we've now had a period of understanding where people are openly saying, "Wait, the banking system's collapsing, but Bitcoin's doing well." There was not even a chance of that conversation in 2008 because Bitcoin wasn't around in 2008. Now Bitcoin's around, so now we can actually have that conversation. And when you have that conversation, what do you think? Everyone's just going to ignore it? No, the entire world ain't fucking stupid. And here's the thing: the entire world, for sure, besides just not being stupid, the entire world does not control the money. This is what you need to understand. This is the reality of this thing. Everyone's sitting around, all these stupid motherfuckers sitting around, NPCs, and normies are sitting around going, "Oh no, Bitcoin doesn't have the right, whatever the fuck, the right utility, etc., etc." They don't matter. Their money doesn't matter, and people hate it when I say this, but this is the truth, and this is why I started doing content, because my content is really targeted and really meant for people who have assets, because those are the ones with something to protect. Now, the benefit, because of the social media world that we live in, is that while I'm benefiting those people, everyone else will be able to learn too. Everyone else will be able to take the message as well. So that's why I started doing content, because it's like a two-in-one. But my life has never been about helping people that don't get it. That's never been the case. Now with Bitcoin, I can do that, but that's never ever been the case for me. I only work with people that can get it, that actually understand it. Because at the end of the day, I fundamentally believe not everyone is meant to make it. I would love everyone to make it. I would love everyone to be, at least have half a Bitcoin, one Bitcoin, point one of a Bitcoin, etc., etc. I know they're not going to do that. I'm not stupid. I'm not an idealist, right? I'm not a libertarian. That should piss off some of my American friends. I'm not a libertarian. I'm not an idealist. So at the end of the day, like, people are not going to make it. But for Bitcoin to go from where it is right now to $1 million a coin, I don't need people to make it. I don't need, I was talking on Clubhouse today, and Jimmy was talking about the fact that, the drug dealers don't understand Bitcoin. I'm like, you don't understand the game, because this ain't about this ain't about the normies and the NPCs. This is about institutions. Institutions get this. Now, whether they're acting on it yet or not, that's a whole different question. But if you don't think that an institution that's worth, $100 million, $1 billion, is sitting there and has a team to understand Bitcoin and why they might need Bitcoin at some point, when they should add Bitcoin, etc., or a hedge fund, or a family office, or a sovereign wealth fund. If you don't think that they're all sitting there figuring out what Bitcoin is, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. They've had 4 years. They've had Michael Saylor, which is a public company with MicroStrategy, go in and put their entire balance sheet onto Bitcoin. You don't think they took notice of that? You just think everyone's an idiot? You just think everyone's a normie? This is the one thing that doesn't give me faith when I listen to a lot of social media and stuff like that. Like, do we just assume that everyone's stupid? Because I don't agree with that. I don't agree that everyone's stupid. And here's the crazy part. Most of the wealth is controlled by less than 5% of the people on Earth. So here's the thing. I just need 1% of them, so like 20% of the top 5%, to not be stupid, and Bitcoin's $5 million a coin. Because as much as you want to talk about, adoption and people benefiting from Bitcoin, yeah, they sure will if they get on the train at the right time. If they don't, guess who's coming? Big wealth is coming. The people that already have the wealth are coming. And if you don't understand that, you're not gonna take any action. Like, it's very, very simple. Yeah, look, Wilson said it. $900 trillion of available global wealth. Like, this is a bigger game than the NPCs and the normies and the people that you guys and I spend time talking to. This is like a handful of people making a decision to allocate into Bitcoin, and you're looking at $1 million a Bitcoin because of its supply dynamics. People really don't understand how important this is. And then, of course, Della Benza just mentioned again the Fidelity aspect of it, right? Fidelity its um, opened up its service for its retail clients, 31 million of them, to go and buy Bitcoin. So that's the normies and that's the NPCs being helped out. At the end of the day, everyone's got a choice to make. You're either fucking buying Bitcoin or you're not. It's very, very simple. There is no in between. It's the same as, when I was in real estate, it's the same as you're either taking your money and buying real estate or you're not, and you're getting broker. Like, it's just, it ain't that complicated, right? So the it seems like my Instagram just no. Okay, we're back. All right. So yeah, look. At the end of the day, this is not about trying to get normies and whatever else to jump in. Like, my content again. If anyone's followed me for any amount of time, I'm sure that they. I'm sure. Listen, if you're broke right now, and you're thinking about how do I protect the money that I have, you got one choice, because Bitcoin is the only asset that most people can buy. A street sweeper can buy the same asset that I can, that a billionaire can. Like, it is very, very. There's no slippage. There's no cost of acquisition difference, etc., etc. The only thing that might be different is the commission that we pay. I'm buying a few, so I get a better commission than somebody who's buying, like, 0.001. But at least they can buy the same asset, right? And somebody who's buying 1,000 Bitcoin is going to get different, less commissions than I am. But that's how it works. That's how business works. However, it's the first time that we can all buy the same damn fucking asset. You know, yeah, permissionless monetary network for all. Absolutely. There is zero barrier to entry. Wherever you are in the world, wherever you are listening to this from, wherever anyone is listening to this from, they can buy Bitcoin. They can buy Bitcoin by going to an exchange. They can buy Bitcoin by finding someone that will sell it to them in cash. They can buy Bitcoin one way or another. If they really want to, they can buy Bitcoin. There is no limitations on that. Just give me 1 second. Shit is pissing me off. There you go. Yeah, there's no limitations on that. You can buy Bitcoin if you really want to. Hey guys, do me a favor, share this link. I think that's how do I share this YouTube shit is stupid. How do I There's not even a button for me to. Oh no, there is right at the bottom. Okay. That was my fault. That was my fault. I'm uh I'm gonna go and share this on Twitter. Give me a second. Do you think we should call these the bullish as fuck live streams? Do you think we should call these the bullish as fuck live streams? Kind of like that. Let's fucking go. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sharing this on Twitter, um, and on Telegram. So if you would do that as well, that would be great. Yeah, we'll call these the bullish as fuck live stream, because Clubhouse is getting fucking stupid. I don't know what. I really don't know what the hell's going on Clubhouse. Bullish as fuck on Clubhouse a year and a half ago was fun as hell. Clubhouse is getting stupid now. Like, there's like people making money from crypto, talking about how Bitcoin's not gonna, go through the adoption that we all know it's gonna go. I don't understand what the fuck is going on Clubhouse, but it's getting interesting. And then you got like the only truly bullish person on there, which is American Huddle, my man American Huddle, trying to hold it together for people. But everyone else, not everyone else, of course, that's not what I mean. But like, it's just getting weird. Like, I'm on there. There's like people that make money from the crypto industry, sort of still talking about, how Bitcoin adoption will be slow and how the price will be this, that. Like, shut the fuck up. Do we need to hear any more bearishness from people that are supposed to be a part of the Bitcoin community? Like, what are we talking about? There's enough bearishness out here. We don't need polite, you know, bears. Like, this is not what we need. What we need is aggressiveness. We need Bitcoin maximalism. Now, here's the thing, because some asshole is going to come back and say, but you own Protect Philippe's. You're not a Bitcoin maxi. What I mean by Bitcoin maximalism is that you understand what Bitcoin represents. You understand that Bitcoin has to be the first problem we solve. Because if you don't have a solid base monetary system, you can't have anything else. Everything else is stupid. If you don't have a solid monetary system, everything else is stupid. Bitcoiners, this is the one thing that we understand. You must fix the base layer before you start building on top of that. What the fuck is going on with this Instagram? Hold on a second. I'm going to try and kill my Wi-Fi and see if that makes any better. There you go. There we go. Right. Yeah. So, look, at the end of the day, like, Bitcoiners understand one thing. If you don't fix the underlying base layer of money, anything you build on top of that is fucking stupid. This is why we want Bitcoin first, then you can have your JPEGs, then you can have, your smart contracts. Then you can try and build whatever the fuck you want to try and build. But the first thing that we've got to get done is the base layer of money. The foundation is the key. Absolutely, Chris. The foundation is the key. And people don't understand that. These shitcoiners don't understand that because they think that. I asked a shitcoiner once, I said, hey, what do you think's more important? Do you think it's more important to fix the base layer of money, or do you think it's more important to fix the access? Because he was complaining about, racism in finance and all that stuff. Do you think it's more essential to fix the access to finance that people have? And this guy said he thinks it's, or the access to investments. It was specifically investments. We were talking about, the high net worth investor laws and stuff like that. And he said it's better to fix the access to the high net worth investor laws so that poor people can, and from his extrapolation, minorities, etc., can get access to these opportunities. And I said, you're an idiot, because the underlying system is corrupt. What is the point? What is the point of trying to fix, access to an investment when the underlying system is completely fucked? What's the point? Samson Mao just tweeted $1 million Bitcoin means a market cap of 19.3 trillion, and it will be the second biggest economy in the world, getting close to GDP of the USA at 22.9 trillion. Yeah, absolutely. But again, I wouldn't look at it like countries. I would look at it like you're talking about asset classes. I would not look at it like a country. That's I personally, I think that's the wrong way of looking at it. The Samson Mao is an absolute genius. So, what they did with everything that he's worked on is amazing. So I'm sure he has a perspective on that I'm not seeing. But I would look at it more as as an asset class, and Bitcoin being worth $20 trillion. It's like the easiest thing to understand on earth, and that's what I've been shocked about today, because even Bitcoiners are going, oh no, this can't happen. So that part's annoying me today, especially on Clubhouse, because I love Clubhouse. I love Bitcoin Clubhouse. How many people were there listening to Bitcoin Clubhouse? You guys remember? Yeah, Wilson said it. It's a financial network that will absorb everything of value, but you have to fix the base layer first so it can absorb the things of value. And I'm not saying everyone's got to sell everything. I sold a majority of my watches but I'm not going to sell all of them because I love them. There is a certain amount of love that I have for certain art. I consider them art pieces, right? There's a certain amount of love that people will have to some art, but that doesn't mean everything has to have monetary value attached to it. Do you know how many people that I know now buy watches because they're an investment class and not because they love the watch? All that shit has to end because that is pure speculation. That is where people lose money. People are expected right now to sit there, go through an entire life of being subjugated by their boss, where their income doesn't keep up with the inflation levels, and then they've got to become a fucking speculator in order to just maintain the value that they've generated in their life through their labor. That shit has to stop. That is 230 years of subjugation that most people, you have to stop that. That's what Bitcoin solves. That's what Bitcoin is solving for. And hey, at the end of the day, that's an idealist opinion because I believe that that should stop. But most people don't will not take the action to stop themselves from being subjugated. This is just what it is. Wilson said, "My wife is Asian with a massive attachment to gold." Yeah, I mean, my family's Indian. We have, until I started getting into Bitcoin, everyone thought that that gold was the thing. And then I got my parents to actually sell their physical gold, and after I did mine and get into Bitcoin, so it's the first time. But my mom, we help we in the Indian community, we every single year there's like a good luck charm if you buy gold on a particular day, whatever the fuck it is, and so she always does that. She always goes and buys a little bit of gold. And I told her, I was like, Bitcoin's better than gold. So you should probably start buying some Bitcoin on the holy day, whatever it is. So, you know, people are going to have their different reasonings. People are going to have their different times. By the way, guys, I don't use this. Go to TikTok and follow British Hodl, please. What is going on here? Whatever the fuck. Go to TikTok and follow British Hodl because we're trying to grow that, and it's the stupidest shit on. I had to go buy another phone just to put it on TikTok, so I didn't have it on my phone. I'm not putting up with any of that bullshit. So what else we got to talk about, guys? What's pissing you guys off? Let's go look at some tweets. Thank you, Chris, for sharing it on Twitter. I appreciate you, brother. Hey, by the way, is anyone watching the UFC fights? Has Kamaru Usman won or lost yet? Have they fought yet? I think it only started a couple hours ago, so it's probably not got to that fight yet. I'm bullish on the following of this YouTube account. Absolutely. Please follow and share it. I appreciate you. Yeah, guys, these streams are going to get better. I've actually got microphones. Hold on. I'll show you my microphones. This is where we're at right now in terms of projection. I bought microphones to deal with this shit. But I have no idea how to use this shit, and I don't have anyone here yet, so I need to figure this out to do it. I literally decided to go live 15 minutes before we went live. So Calvin said, nothing to be angry about. Glad Oliver has put me straight about Bitcoin. Hopefully you guys can meet often to compare. No, when he's here in Medellin and when I'm here, me and Oliver are pretty much together every single day. And I'm talking to him about why I think that normies and NPCs are irrelevant, and he's telling me about why their adoption is important, which we of course agree on that it's important. I just don't think it's going to happen. I put this Telegram post out saying that I think Bitcoin adoption is irrelevant, and it got so many people triggered because at the end of the day, most people are approaching Bitcoin from a very virtuous perspective, and I love that. I respect that a lot. That's just not my perspective. I love the fact that they're, as you can hear, I've got friends in the background tweeting away. So I've got a love and respect for that perspective on the fact that Bitcoin is a very, very helpful asset for people who are at the bottom of the economic range. However, the reality of this world is that most of those people will be joining when we hit a higher level of price, because then they'll have no choice. And in fact, the majority of people, I think, will actually be joining once they don't even know they're using the base layer of Bitcoin. That's when I think most people will be coming to Bitcoin. And you can call that, elitist, what, I don't give a fuck. After the Actually, I just realized we're on YouTube and Instagram. So let me say this better. After the flu season 2 years ago, I think that's a better way of saying it. After that period, I don't really have faith in NPCs and normies to do this. I fundamentally think that if you are someone who's sitting there, hasn't got any money, is trying to figure out, like, okay, what do I do with my life? If you don't own Bitcoin, you are becoming irrelevant. It's just as simple as that. Because the people who have the money are taking the action. The people who have the money are buying the Bitcoin, or they're learning about the Bitcoin, and then they're getting ready to take action at some point. And at the end of the day, AI is here now. So it's not even about, just a philosophical debate on what you're going to do with the rest of your life. AI is about to replace you, motherfuckers. So if you're sitting there worried about what do I do with my life, you don't even understand how much AI is going to change things. We're From this week, we're implementing AI in this business, or this brand, or whatever the fuck, this content, and we're implementing AI in this, and I'm shocked. I thought I would need a team of like 6 people to manage everything that I needed. We now are going to do that with 2 people, and that's probably one too many. If I really wanted to push the boundaries of what's possible. Like, you don't understand how much deflationary pressure has been created with AI. So all of these people that are sitting around going, "Oh, I'm gonna get into some doggy coin," whatever the fuck everyone is thinking. This is it. This is the normie path. This is the NPC path. You've really got to understand Bitcoin in order to understand why you need to own it. And most normies don't want to take the time to do that. They want to just focus on, I'm going to put in $100 and it's going to turn into $1,000. That's what most normies want. Because what they want to do is they want to go home, make that money, go out, get pissed, which, by the way, for my US friends, when we say get pissed in the UK, we mean get drunk. So they want to go out, go and get drunk, and that's all they want to do. They don't want to do anything else. They don't want anything else. So it's like, do you really think that Bitcoin is going to save these people? I don't think so. You know who Bitcoin is going to save? Bitcoin is going to save the people who have had hundreds of millions of dollars of wealth for 45 years and 50 years, because they're going to get in. Whether they get in at the price that you think they should get in at, or whether they get in at the price that they get in at, everyone buys Bitcoin at the price that they deserve. Now, here's the thing. Warren Buffett can sit here and wait. He can sit here and be Warren Buffett until Bitcoin gets to $1 million a coin, and Warren Buffett's still going to be Warren Buffett. You think Warren Buffett is worried about you? You think Warren Buffett is going, you know what, I might be wrong, and that will really impact all of these people that are listening to me, because I'm wrong, and I have the humility to change my opinion and the opportunity to change my opinion at $1 million a coin? You think Warren Buffett's thinking that bullshit? No, he ain't. No, he's not. He's not thinking that, because Warren Buffett doesn't give a shit about you. You have to take the responsibility and understand what Bitcoin is. And most people are sitting here mentally masturbating about inflation, mentally masturbating about the banking system, mentally masturbating about, well, you don't even have enough money to be a threat to the banking system. Like, if you're sitting there with less than $250,000, the insured amount, what are you doing? Like it's shocking to me, the amount of people that I hear come out with bullshit. It's just frustrating, and that's why I love doing this content now, because I get to take out my frustration. My therapist is happy. Like, I got a channel for this frustration. It's no longer just me just shouting at her. So at the end of the day, you have to take the responsibility to understand what Bitcoin is. You have to, by the way, on YouTube, everyone, come on, guys, smash that like button, please. I don't even know what it does. This is my first stream, but I'm just looking at it. It looks so low. So smash the like button. That's good. Anyone on Instagram, please follow as well. Um, but yeah, look. At the end of the day, we're living in a time where this man has just bet $2 million, and people that don't have $20,000 in the bank are sharing their opinion. This is the stupid world that we live in, right? This guy who's worth, I don't know, $500 million has just bet $2 million on one of the best marketing schemes we've ever seen. And people with $20,000 in the bank are trying to give an opinion on whether this is going to happen or not. Let's put it like this. Let's say proof of stake is the system that we're in right now. Well, if proof of stake is the system that we're in right now, he has a higher stake than you and me. He has a higher stake than both of us. So let's assume that proof of stake gives you an advantage in this system that we live in. Don't you think he has a reason for betting $2 million of his own money on the fact that Bitcoin might hit $1 million within the next 90 days? Now, can he afford to lose it? Probably. Yeah, absolutely. Ain't going to change his life. But don't you think there might be a reason? So to give it a 0% likelihood of happening, I think that's just stupid. A 0% likelihood of it happening, I think that's just stupid. So if it's more than 0%, could it be closer to 10%? If it's closer to 10%, that's $100,000 a Bitcoin. And someone who's sitting there, with less than $20,000 in the bank, you should be worried about getting into Bitcoin now, not once it hits XYZ, not once it goes down $5,000, et cetera, et cetera. We've had the greatest, we've had the greatest fall during this bear market. We've had one of the greatest, friend of mine, who everyone will know, but I won't mention, sell Bitcoin pretty much at the bottom of the market. Like, this is this is how markets work. Markets get you. Markets get you. So at the end of the day, there you go, Wilson. So at the end of the day, I think that smart people have been really focused on Bitcoin. I think it would be stupid of every single one of us to sit here and go, the smartest, wealthiest people on earth are so stupid they don't understand Bitcoin. I think that's an ignorant statement. I think that's a dumb statement. I think that is a statement of a normie, and I think that demonstrates someone's intelligence level when they're saying that the smartest people on earth don't understand Bitcoin. Now, they might not understand when to act. They might not have decided to act yet. They might be waiting for the laws to change when it comes to accounting, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, that you can say. That's fine. But to say that the smartest, wealthiest people on earth do not understand Bitcoin and they haven't got into it yet, and that makes them stupid, I think that's a very, very dumb thing to say. And hey, at the end of the day, you're dealing with a fiat system right now, so I completely understand how everyone is fiat based, and it just is what it is. Most people are too fucking stupid to actually take any action and put their money into Bitcoin. Let me tell you something. What if Balaji knows it's worth $500 million, right? Something like that. What if he knows that an ETF is coming? I might be wrong, but what if he knows that an ETF is coming? How does it impact? What would the impact of an ETF? You know what I fucking hate about TikTok is, like, no matter which tab you press on, it's like starts playing some idiot's video. Like, what what are the chances that Balaji knows that an ETF is coming, or the top three biggest VCs are going to take their money out of venture capital and dump it into Bitcoin? What are the chances? Is it zero? Is it zero? I don't think it's zero. So if it's higher than zero, what is it? Is it 0.24%? Or is it higher than 0.24%? Because 0.24% would be the 24,000 where we're at right now. So based on his $1 million price bet. So if it's not 0.24%, is it 10%? Does he have a 10% chance of being right? That's $100,000 Bitcoin within 90 days. Right? That's crazy. So at the end of the day, stop believing this bullshit. Stop listening to people that think that it can't happen. $98.5 million of Bitcoin, rather $98.5 million injected into Bitcoin during the bull market was moving the price market cap up by 1%. You only need $200 billion to $1 trillion going in very quickly to drive the market cap to $20 trillion or $19.3 trillion or whatever it is. It's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. They can print $200 billion without even knowing where it came from. In fact, they just did. Someone said, "Why did I think British Hodl was 60 years old?" Well, I kind of take that as a compliment, and I'm still hoping that I can still identify as a white male for the white male privileges that everyone tells me are out there. I know that there are many millionaires that don't even understand what money is. I suppose if a couple institutions figure out BTC could go up considerably. Absolutely. Why the fuck are you waiting to get into Bitcoin, trying to trade it for a few pennies? If the right institutions and the right people decide, nah, we can't wait any longer, this is done, it's gone. It's gone. Your opportunity is gone. Your opportunity is gone. This is not a time to sit here and like wonder what other people are doing. This is the time to accumulate. Bear markets are for building. Let me tell you guys a story. Why do you think I decided to come out and show everyone who I was and be British Hodl now? Every business I've ever built, every opportunity that I ever got into was during a bear market. Besides my first one, was during a bear market. Bear markets is where you build. And I spoke to 3 people who everyone will know if I mention them. And I said, "Hey, how's the Bitcoin content, creation side of it going, et cetera, et cetera?" And they all basically said, "The shit's crazy. The views aren't there. The interest isn't there. The market's dead. And by the way, I'm running out of money and I need a job, et cetera, et cetera." Like, you won't believe how many people said this to me. And you know what I said to them? Good. Now is the time where I can come out. Because now is the time where we build. Now is the time where we get together and we build an army. We're not here for the likes. We're not here for the shares. We're not here for all that shit. Although I would appreciate it if you would share it. We're not here for that. We're here for the army. We're here for the community. This is about community. There is a certain sense of responsibility that comes with money that most people don't pay attention to, and that is the community aspect of it. Community is extremely important. And if you have a broken money, community will always suffer. So now is the time when other people who you guys know on Twitter with many, 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 many more thousands of followers than me are telling me that they need to go get a job because their capital is on its last legs. Now is the time for me to come out. Now is the time, which is why I decided to do it. POH said, "Sorry, missed the beginning. Really respect your perspective. Do you think $1 million Bitcoin is actually possible in 90 days?" Yes, it's absolutely fucking possible. Anyone who tells you it's not possible is a moron. It's absolutely possible. It takes $200 billion ish, give or take a couple billion. Take $200 billion. And here's the thing, for you, if you're sitting there, you don't own any Bitcoin, you don't, sitting there and you got less than one Bitcoin, you shouldn't be fucking worried about whether $1 million is in 90 days is possible or not. You should be worried about how fast you can get to one Bitcoin, because you're sitting there while the rest of the world is about to move past you. The rest of the world, the one opportunity that you have for an asset that is not subjugated, because it's not a property, it's not gold, it's not the stock market, it's not controlled. The one opportunity that you have, and you're sitting around fucking mentally masturbating about whether it's going to hit $1 million in 90 days or not. That shouldn't be your focus. If you've got less than one Bitcoin, you should be doing whatever you can to get to one Bitcoin. Your lineage might think you're crazy. Your parents might think you're crazy. Your grandparents might think you're crazy, but your progeny will thank you for it. If you are planning, on ever having a future, ever having kids, ever having any of that, you've got to get some Bitcoin, because AI is here. It's not even coming. AI is here. You think you're so smart? I think about this as well. Like, I think I'm fucking so smart. AI is gonna put us all out of fucking jobs. AI is taking my damn team and taking it from 6 people to 2 people, and we haven't even started using it yet. So you have to allocate. And if you're sitting with less than one Bitcoin, wondering what a multi-billionaire is doing betting $2 million, you're the clown. He can afford to do it. He can afford to make 10 of those bets, and it doesn't make a difference to him. Right? You're the clown because you have less than one Bitcoin. You need to do everything you can to get to one Bitcoin and make sure that your progeny thanks you for it. Because the world that they're going to grow up in is a world of AI, is a world where I can take, what are they doing now? They're like artists and all that shit. Like, I can get an AI to record a song in the voice of Jay-Z, about Bitcoin, and it will do it in 2 seconds. That's the world that your progeny is growing up in. If you don't have Bitcoin, you are causing your progeny to live in a disadvantaged world, because you don't have the one asset that cannot be controlled, that cannot be taken from you, that cannot be ring-fenced from you, cannot be ring-fenced from the poor, because every other asset is, whether it's by price, whether it's by opportunity, whether it's by, the laws governing who can access it. Bitcoin cannot be ring-fenced, and that's what you need to do. You need to get it. You need to get some in case it catches on. And if you're listening to this live stream and you're the first, I don't know, we got like 40 people that have maybe watched on Instagram, and I don't even know how many on YouTube right now. Oh, okay, 36, right? Like right now, 36 people. If you're one of these people and you're not at one Bitcoin, I'm worried about you. Like, I'm fucking worried about you, because AI is I even said it wrong. AI is here. It's not even coming. It's here now. And you're sitting around mentally masturbating about what Balaji is doing with his $2 million that he can afford to lose. At the end of the day, now is the time to get bullish as fuck. Now is not the time to sit here and go, oh, we're going to be in a bear market. Oh, this person said this. Oh, this person said that. Oh, we're going to be sitting around for 2 years doing nothing, etc., etc. Now is not the time to do that. Now is the time to stay and get and remain bullish as fuck in the face of everything. So when someone tells you that this is impossible, you should be thinking about, a mentor of mine always told me, like, the smartest person in the room can hold 2 opposing thoughts at the same time. So if someone tells you that it's not possible and you agree with that, you should also go and think about why it is possible. And once you understand why it is possible, listen, at the end of the day, it's absolutely possible. We've seen it. Bank of America already said it. Brandon said, it's going to be fun to watch how British does. People are starving for some high quality hopium. Listen, I'm the hope dealer. I don't give a shit what anyone says about that word. I'm the hope dealer. right? Because that's what people need. We're living in a world where everything is destroying your dreams. They're coming after your future. They're coming after your they're coming after your dreams, your goals, your future. They're coming after your children's futures by printing them into shit. In Colombia here, I can go to a restaurant and pay in what's called quotas. Now, what does that mean? It means that I can separate a $50 bill into 36 different payments. That is insane. So, this is how they steal your future, through debt. And now they're coming after it all. They've already told you you're going to own nothing and be fucking happy with it. So, you need to figure out how to do it. You don't think that CBDCs are going to allow people to get into debt? You think that, oh, because Bitcoin's now here, people are going to stop buying Gucci bags? Fuck no. They're going to be buying more Gucci bags because they're going to be given the money to buy those Gucci bags. This is how it works. You don't think that people are going to be buying more Lambos? People are going to be buying Lambos. People you don't even think should buy a Lambo are going to be buying Lambos. You know the one car that is the hardest to get, even though we've entered into a recession, is a fucking Ferrari. So you're sitting there worried about, whether this can happen or not, and people are out here out buying Ferrari's supply. So if people can outbuy Ferrari's supply, what the fuck makes you think they can't outbuy Bitcoin supply? At the end of the day, you need to get onto accumulation. Accumulation is the most important thing. If you're not accumulating, you are losing. If every single day you don't have a little bit more Bitcoin than you had the previous day, you are losing. You are losing. If you didn't think that the banking system was going to get bailed out, you are losing. If you don't think that more money will be printed despite any inflation, you are losing. If you don't think that, if you think that the entire world economy is going to come collapsing around us and the Federal Reserve is going to sit there and do nothing, you are losing. You don't understand the game. This is a 40-year trend line, and you do not understand the game. The game is very, very simple. Buy Bitcoin, shut the fuck up, and you get fabulously wealthy.